Okay, I'm going to make a quick video for you here. I just did a quick throw together here of the parts. I've got 4 golf cart batteries in a 24 volt configuration. Now this is the charge controller, but as you can see it's off, which means there's no input coming from any solar panels because there's none hooked up, and there's no energy coming from the battery bank to the charge controller. As you see, if I flick this switch down here, we can turn it on, and if we flick it off, it's off. So right now we're doing everything with it off. I've got an extension cord running into here, and it's going into the hot in, positive and neutral. I need to be careful, that's hot. Then I have neutral and hot out, which is basically just this cable going to a light bulb. Okay. This switch is in the up position, which means we're running off the inverter and batteries and all the electronics. If you switch to bypass, basically it's just grid going straight into these out to your house. It's bypassing all the computer work and everything else. Here's some lights here. It tells you the batteries are charged. The AC input is working and some other stuff. Anyway, I've got the mate plugged into the hub, into the mate port. The FX inverter is plugged into port 1, and then the charge controller will go into the second one. As you see, I don't even have the charge controller plugged in. Right now, the batteries are at 27.01 volts and dropping because we're running a 100 watt bulb at 120 volts. So it's pulling 1 amp, slowly dropping. Here is what you have interest in, the charge controller. You click the AC in button. As you see, it's lit up, and we click it once. It says that we're AC input control is in use or drop. We can drop the AC input control, which means just shutting it off if we want. Twice, that's for an external generator. Third time, charger control currently off. If we put on, it will start charging the batteries, which I just clicked on, and it should be charging the batteries, I think, up to 28 volts. 28.8 volts, that's the bulk, and then it'll hold it there for an hour, drop it down to 27.2, which is a trickle or a float, and that's all programmed into here. Now if I push one more time, it will take me to the equalize mode, and I can choose bulk, which it's already doing, or equalize. We want to start equalizing. It'll give you a bunch of information here. You gotta promise that it's what you want, and then you say, do you wish to start an equalizer cycle? You click yes, and then it'll just start cranking it up. It's going to try to take it to 30 volts and hold it there for an hour, then drop it down and hold it there for a period of time, then go to float. Anyway, batteries are gassing. I can hear them gassing if you pull it off. I don't think you can see them bubbling. Whoops. But they are. Might be able to hear them. Anyway, let me hook this back up. So 29.4. These batteries haven't been used in a while, so it's probably knocking some sulfur off. I want to stop the equalizer, and as you can see, it's dropping back down. Let me go back and shut off the charger. Charger control currently on. Let me go ahead and shut it off. And then you can see this is dropping back down. Basically, it's just running off batteries right now. That's this warning me. I gotta reset it. Now, in the main screen, you push these two here, and that'll take you to the main screen. You can go under Advanced. That's charge controller settings. This is the inverter settings. and then you can go to the, I think it's charger, and it'll say what's the most amount of amps that you want to come off the grid. I had it set to 20, but you can decrease it to anything you want. If you have small batteries, you want to bring it down real low. It's set to absorb at 28.8 volts. Absorb it, hold it there for an hour before you drop to a float, which is 27.2. Float time period 1 hour. It'll refloat if the batteries drop down to 25. Equalize set point, I set it to 30 volts. You can set it to anything you want. And I have it set to equalize for 1 hour. Then it says it's completed. And that's main menu. Anyway, looks like it's working great. So your inverter, if you cut this main battery switch off, basically it cuts the juice from the batteries. It cuts them off from the hot side, which allows no information to get to the inverter. You cut it off. There's no juice at all coming from the batteries. The inverter is shut down, and I think it's running off AC power at this point. And let me unplug this and see. Yep. Unplug the AC power, everything shuts off. So, looks like everything's working. Rambling at this point, and I haven't really mastered how to do this intuitively, but I was looking at the book and everything. The inverter mounts very nicely. These go on top of here, then you've got this nice cover that goes on here with a plexiglass cover here. Some little ports so you can tidy this up and keep all the bugs out. And they'll mount to, I don't know if you can see back there, my finger's pointing at it. The inverter mounts on that door that my finger's painting over. And the door mounts on here real nice. Everything's really tidy. I think I emailed you a picture of what it looks like when it's set up. If you want to use a charge controller, it's already set up on this box with a breaker for a small solar array and also a breaker to shut off the charge controller from the battery bank. If you don't want the charge controller, I've got another e-box right there. It's absolutely identical to this because I was running two inverters side by side, and that one doesn't have the charge controller or the breaker box on it, so these knockouts here are not knocked out on that other box for that or for these breakers. I think I would have to walk over to verify, but I'm pretty sure. That's it. Let me know what you think. This video's 8.5 minutes long. It'll probably take forever to email. I don't even know if it will, but I'll give it a shot. Bye.